Hey guys, how y'all doing all tonight? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and yes, I'm looking quite fly and awesome in this nice looking Hawaiian shirt, as you see I'm wearing right now. Yeah, it's right. Actually, for real, from Hawaii. My sister actually did bring this home for me a few weeks ago as a souvenir when she took a nice little trip to Hawaii for one of her really good friends' weddings. But yep. So I had to show it off for a second. But how y'all doing? Again, this is the Club with the Man 1993, and I'm gonna come up here for a few minutes live, just to briefly talk about what happened on this past week's episode of Smackdown from the July 23rd, 2021 edition of Smackdown that took place at the, and I gotta try to remember what these places were called, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, I believe it was, in Cleveland, Ohio. And it also has a few matches that took place at the Rolling Loud Music Festival in Miami, Florida. So a two-location event that, for real, didn't really... Nothing was too special about this show. Other than the thing that I was hyped about the most, which was the first of several rounds of promo wars, basically, between John Cena and Roman Reigns, as we're hyping up for the SummerSlam match. Now, Roman did accept somebody else's challenge at the end of the night, which I will talk about that briefly as well. But, again, still no way that they're going to have Roman, they're not going to go without Roman Reigns and John Cena at SummerSlam. But I will say, to give you an early tidbit, I feel like what they're doing right now, besides Roman and Cena, the challenge that Roman accepted at the end of the night, I will be real and say they're doing it a bit too soon. But like I said, we'll talk about it when we get to it. Other than that, nothing really that good happened. And I'll also talk about what happened with the stuff that took place at the music festival in Miami, because that didn't really go as planned either. But let's talk about this real quick. And again, hope you all had a good weekend. Again, I was at my girlfriend's Friday night. I went to her brother's wedding on Saturday. I had a softball game and my best friend's birthday party today, so that's where I was all weekend. But now I'm here. And I'm back. I'm looking to talk about a little bit of SmackDown tonight. I'm going to skip the opening segments. I want to end talking about the stuff with John Cena and Roman Reigns. Finn Balor had a match with Sami Zayn, and he won by pinfall. Baron Corbin was interviewed about his crowdfunding site, only to find out he lost money as his identity was stolen. So they have this really weird story going on with Baron Corbin, and basically how he's basically broke and just like hitting rock bottom ever since he lost his crowd. It looks like that there's somewhat, I'm not saying somewhat, but it looks like they're attempting to make Baron Corbin a babyface. And I'm sorry, even if he did some type of like a redemption story or something like that for Baron Corbin, trying to figure out what all he did wrong, I don't think Baron Corbin's ever going to be able to become a babyface. I think the only time he was a babyface was in NXT. The first few NXT shows, or takeover shows, when I went back and did that retro review series, Corbin was a babyface. And of course, this entrance, he came up looking like a sad puppy dog, even because he's supposed to be the lone wolf, sad puppy, basically. But I just can't see him being a babyface. He's just that one guy. It's like, you make him a face, no one's going to cheer for him. I feel like that Corbin's just meant to be a heel. Even though he's at times been both like a pretty crappy heel about him, especially when he was, I think his worst gimmick was still him. I don't know what was worse, him as King Corbin or him being the general manager of Raw. I'd still probably say him being GM of Raw was his worst. That, I think, he was getting way, way, way too much attention. At least when he was King, he they didn't really they kept him in the mid cards. They didn't really over saturate him or just drive us nuts with him like they did when he was on Raw and he was in a corporate position. But I don't know how this is gonna work. Again, I can't find it ever want to see Corbin as a hero rather than more so as a villain. I just feel like he's just meant to be a villain. We have the segment where Big E coming out of this Money in the Bank briefcase, but Apollo came out and interrupts him. Same with Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. And so does Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro come out, and a big brawl started. So is that just a random 6-man tag match that didn't take place on the show, or set up for next week? I don't know. Who the heck knows? And then we had 2 matches from the Rolling Stones. I'm sorry, the Rolling Loud concert. First, we had Angelo Dawkins defeating Chad Gable, and then we had Bianca Belair defeating Carmella in a rematch to retain the SmackDown Women's Championship. And I gotta be real again, this did not go over too well at all. I mean, they had the crowd just wasn't into any of these matches. And I think the problem was because there wasn't, I mean, yes, Bianca Belair is, a big name. She's a SmackDown Women's Champion. But I'm pretty sure even though she's getting a push and people are liking her, she's not as well known as like a John Cena or an Edge or a Roman Reigns or, a few other names out there. And because they had these, newer faces that, fans wouldn't recognize as much, they didn't react at all. Like, I'm sure this Rolling Stones concert, I'm sorry, not Rolling Stones, keep wanting to see Rolling Stones. This Rolling Loud concert was more so a lot of, like, casual viewers who didn't watch wrestling. And I think that's the reason why they just got no reaction. They literally got no reaction whatsoever in either of these matches, and this is unfortunate. But, yeah, I feel like, these 2 location shows, especially after Raw 25, just showed me that, yeah, this whole 2 location stuff just doesn't work. Even when WrestleMania 4 was in multiple locations, or WrestleMania 2, one of the 2, that was a little odd and not really, like, smoothly, done, basically. So I feel like this 2 location stuff, yeah, they can't keep holding this off. They just can't. Baron Corbin then apologizes to Kevin Owens, who sympathetically hands him $20, but then Ziggler and Rude attack him and steal it, basically. So, yeah, not gonna convince me that Corbin's a face. This, though, I liked. We had Edge come out to the ring to call out Seth Rollins, who reveals in costing Edge the Universal title, he wants to end his career. They did kind of bring up 7 years ago when Rollins didn't pull the trigger and get the job done. And then they start brawling with Edge coming out on top, but Seth rolling out of the way of a spear. So, yeah, we're off to the races with that feud. I still just feel like, the weird part about this story is even though Edge did cut Rollins in line, basically, to get this Universal title shot, remember, Rollins said on Sunday at Money in the Bank he had his eye on the winner of that match, and he was next in line. So, if he was next in line either way, why is he still attacking Edge? And this whole thing about, Edge got in my way and stole my spot. Okay, but you said you were claiming yourself next in line, but yet you still went in there and interfered in the match and cost Edge. Oh, because, he feels like he can trust Rollins. I mean, he can trust Reigns more since they're former partners or what, but I don't know. So that part's still weird to me, but who knows. And it was Mania 2. Thank you, Tyler. Toni Storm defeated Zelina Vega in her SmackDown in her main roster debut, so at least that's another NXT star that could at least win in their debut and not lose like Karrion Kross did, which still pisses me off to this day. Even though I'm starting to hear some rumors, apparently he had some backstage heat with Adam Cole, so that might be why, who the heck knows. And then Jimmy Uso defeated Dominic Mysterio by pinfall in a one-on-one match. Okay, so the promo war. Let me actually pull up the actual segments. That way I can, actually read off what was said in these promos between John Cena. Let me see here. Trying to find something here. Let me see here. Oh, come on. Where is it? Where's that? Okay. So we opened up the show. I thought we were gonna see these two go toe to toe, 1-on-1. But I actually like that for the first, round of this whole promo war thing for the build, they kept them separate. They didn't have them go toe to toe just to kind of, make you get that feeling of, oh man, I wanted more. And there still is time for more. So I like how they did this. We started off the show with John Cena, who came out and, it was basically a typical, John Cena promo. You get hyping up the crowd, being like, WWE's cheerleader and whatnot, and how he's back to challenge Roman Reigns. He talks about more things, and like I said, he just basically put on a little bit of a nostalgia act, as Roman Reigns would say later on. And he goes on this saying about, even though Roman Reigns is quite an asshole, there's still fans who like him. So basically, he wants to know who the Roman Reigns fans are and the John Cena fans are. And he's basically, he says, he basically made some jokes about, are you on Team George or Team Cargo Pants? Team Hustle, Team Respect, or a team the fans always reject? And are you on Cena or Team Reigns? Either way, SummerSlam, he's going to realize that the champ is here. He calls out Roman to tell him to his face he accepts, but Roman does not appear. Instead, out came Paul Heyman, who, of course, again, I was interested to see him and Cena go toe-to-toe, because the last time him and Cena went at it was in 2014 when Cena feuded with Brock Lesnar. So, Heyman said Cena's got it all wrong. It's not that Roman Reigns can't see him, it's that he can't hear him, because he's simply not worth his time. And it'll be the tribal chief that is here in the end. And he mocks John Cena's entrance theme. And it was just corny, but, it was just kind of funny way he did it. So then at the end of the night, we have Roman Reigns come out at the end of the night. He soaks in the crowd atmosphere, and again, now that, a lot of crowds are back, he's acknowledging the crowd, going like, Cleveland, acknowledge me. And he demanded us all at home to acknowledge him. He mentions how John Cena acknowledged him at Money in the Bank and on Raw. And he wanted to acknowledge John on Smackdown tonight. But unfortunately, Hollywood fooled him. Because he thought they would put a whole new paint job on Cena, but instead, we didn't get anything new, because as always, we got a nostalgia act. Same music, same entrance, same ring, same outfit, same promo, same insults. If that's all we're going to get, he said, all we had to do was search for 2005 John Cena. And then he goes, this was the line that really got fans buzzing about this. And to me, this was like the knockout punch for Roman Reigns in round one of these promo wars in this build for him and Cena. He says, and I quote, "It's the same thing over and over, like missionary position every single night." Yeah, Roman Reigns went there and compared John Cena to a position, basically. And watch what I say, because like I said, I don't want to get in trouble again. But yeah, He went as far as comparing John Cena to missionary position. And I'm like, oh man. 2017, the promo war was no contest. It was John Cena going all the way with Roman. Roman here, he definitely put Cena on the spot big time. Like, Cena's not going to be able to come out, this coming week, whether he's on both Raw and SmackDown or just SmackDown, and just do the same thing, be, the old John Cena of like hyping up the crowds, being like, WWE's biggest cheerleader, basically. No. There's people suggesting that John Cena should come back and feud with Roman Reigns, not just as John Cena. We've already seen him feud with that John Cena. No. I think, and I agree with what people are saying, this should be the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, versus the Doctor of Thugonomics, John Cena, at SummerSlam. With him going as far as comparing Cena to a sexual position, I think they needed to go as far as doing the Doctor of Thugonomics. But he says, but I don't got time for that, and I'm sick of that. I guess that's not the position he likes to use. Oh! I just went there. But he has no desire to see Cena, and we're not going to see him, because he rejects his challenge for SummerSlam. After he rejects Cena, which I'm surprised Cena didn't come back out. But like I said, Cena probably had to go string along Plan B and wake up the Doctor of Thugonomics, like I said, because I don't think Cena's coming back from that line there, especially if Roman Reigns went as far as comparing him to missionary position, which was, dang, I wonder if that was even the script or that was just Roman going off, basically, but it was bold. But then out comes Finn Balor. Finn says, I'm not here to acknowledge Roman. And if he's not interested in Cena, maybe he'll be interested in his challenge. And the crowd starts chanting, Roman's scared, and then Reigns accepts Balor's challenge, and they immediately cut the show off the air. And I was just like, that's it? The other thing is, too, I think it's a bit too soon to be doing Roman Reigns and Finn Balor. Why are you using Finn Balor as like a stepping stone for him to have someone to fight before Cena at SummerSlam? Like, you just brought Finn back up to the main roster, and you're immediately going to throw him in a Universal title picture and immediately just feed him to Roman. I would have waited until the pay-per-view or two after SummerSlam, like Payback or Clash of Champions or what it is. I would wait until then to have this feud. But we're doing it now on SmackDown? Why? So, give that suspense. But like I said, Roman Reigns won the promo war this week. John Cena's going to have to do some digging here, because he can't come out and just be, 2005 John Cena again. No. He's got to put on something different. He's got to prove he's much more than that position, basically. Which I still can't believe Roman went to that place and said that. But, yeah. That's going to do it, guys. That's my review of SmackDown. I gave it a C+. Other than the promo war with Cena and Reigns, not toe-to-toe at the same time. But other than that, and even the segment with Edge and Rollins, the show was meh. I gave it a C+, like I said, because of those two things. Everything else just was what it was. And like I said, the Rolling Loud music festivals didn't really work out, so oh well. But that's my thoughts, guys. That's my thoughts on SmackDown for this week. What were your thoughts on SmackDown as well, guys? Make sure to leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video, subscribe for more content to my channel, and follow me on Twitter at DemandAirBoy93. I'm going to get a shower and freshen up. I'll catch you guys later. Have a great night. Peace out, everybody.